What up, you guys? Slim here at Team Here to do a really important video before I do my contest video. I decided to do this. I got this as a request in my inbox yesterday, and I actually, just checked it now. People have seen I've already uploaded about 3 or 4 videos today. That's how I work. This is shout out to Green Plumber 93 for this idea. We're going to talk about the current state of the meta in Yu-Gi-Oh! And what I think needs to change so that Yu-Gi-Oh! Can return to what it once was. So I'm calling this Slim State of the Meta address. If people know the State of the Union address, I took the name, I switched it around. It's Slim State of the Meta address. So welcome. So we're just going to talk about things that have occurred in the meta, this past format, and how I think Konami needs to do a couple things on the list in order to bring back to this game balance, support, and what it used to be. So I'm going to start with the most obvious. Cards like Reborn, Tengu, and Hyper Librarian need to get hit. Cards that let you plus for absolutely no reason need to be gone, if not limited. Being able to draw off synchro summoning is ridiculous. It's bad enough you synchro summon, but when you get to draw off it, it's ridiculous. When you summon this little doodad that is broken as well, and you get to draw 2, that's bullshit. That's my honest opinion. That's one of the things that's been going on in this meta. Reborn, Tengu, and Hyper Librarian are amazing cards, but they need to get limited. Librarian needs to go to 1. As far as Tengu is concerned, I know you're not getting hit because you're a TCG exclusive, but you might get hit in the future. Go to 2. You don't need 3. It's ridiculous. So stuff like that is what I feel that's kind of ruining the meta. Cards like Formula Synchron are ruining the meta. You draw, ridiculous amounts, plus you get to synchro during the main phase. I mean, if Formula only lets you draw, I mean, that'd be awesome. But the fact that you can synchro during the main phase and make one of these bad boys makes the meta unbalanced. Another thing that makes the meta unbalanced, something that I'm sure a lot of people are going to be surprised I would talk about since I do run the deck. When you let this happen, when you let DeLorean go to 3 and you make cards like Symbols of Heritage, you create infinite loops that are broken as hell. It's ridiculous, you guys. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my Fish FTK video. I show you how you symbols back DeLorean when there's 3 in the grave and you make infinite Trishulas. How in the hell is it fair if you're playing against someone and you're literally, I'm not even kidding, you are literally every turn, or during your 1 turn, you make like 6 Trishula and you get rid of all their cards. That is broken in my opinion. It has completely destroyed balance in this game. There is no balance in this game anymore because of that. That's just an honest opinion of mine. Feel free to argue on any of this, but this is just something I feel needs to be addressed. Decks like Fish FTK should not exist. Decks like Frog OTK, thank God they're gone with Mass Driver and Substitute. They don't need to exist. They are skill-less decks. Decks like Empty Jar do not need to exist. It's bullshit, you guys. You're playing Solitaire. You don't even get a turn. You don't get to draw. You get to watch all your best cards go to the graveyard because of some fucking little jar and a bunch of dumb books. In my opinion, that takes no skill to use. It's a bad deck. It needs to go. Decks that, require skill have become less skillful these days. Gravekeeper are a skill-less deck most of the time, you guys. It's very simple. You flip Spy and get Recruiter or Descendant depending on your setup. You pop, you plus. That's all the deck does. Stuff like that really has, ruined the game. It's the fact that any noob can pick up, a couple Merrick decks, invest a little bit of money in Recruiters, invest some money in Warnings, and make Gravekeepers, and they'll still be bad, but they'll still win, because the deck's good. That's skill-less Yu-Gi-Oh, you guys. Absolutely skill-less Yu-Gi-Oh, and it's bad. It's bad for this game, and I honestly think, that needs to be done away with. We need to bring skill back to this game, People can argue with me because, I do run Gravekeepers. I am running a skill-less deck. I play it a little differently, my own play style, but it's still, at the end of the day, a skill-less deck. Another thing I feel needs to happen, Solemn Warning needs to go to maybe 1. I know people are going to ask me why. I was listening to my friend Michael Bonaccini's ban list discussion, and he knows his game better than pretty much anyone. I've learned almost everything I can in this game from him. So shout out to him and Death Aspect Blog, the channel. Check him out. Here's the thing. Yu-Gi-Oh! Should be a game of where your monster summonings do not get negated, but they can get destroyed, but effects still go off. the fact that warning fully negates a summoning kind of sucks. And here's why it sucks. Not that it sucks in the general game. It sucks for what Yu-Gi-Oh is. Yu-Gi-Oh is a game of where you summon monsters and their effects are what make this game so much fun. Cards like Bottomless don't take fully away that. They do get rid of the monster, but they do not take away the effect. Yu-Gi-Oh is a game of monster effects if you didn't know already. When you take away the ability to activate effects, it kind of sucks. You know, it kind of makes the game unfair and just unbalanced. If anyone understands what I'm talking about the balance of Yu-Gi-Oh as a whole and as a game. I want the balance to come back like it was back in the Chaos Goat Control format. People probably don't remember this. This was back in 2004, 2005. Now, I know a lot of you probably don't remember this. I remember this because I was an up-and-coming player and trying to learn all that I could about decks like this. These were decks where you ran basically the same amount of the same monsters, the same, you know, fusions and stuff. Synchros weren't even out. And the way you won was through skillful playing. You didn't sack your opponent like Samurais, Gravekeepers, all those decks do. You didn't have sacky cards like Reborn Tengu. You know, Blackluster Soldier was at 1 and, you know, it worked, but there was skill involved. You had to get a Light and Dark in the grave in order to summon it. You know, these weren't free summons like Tengu. This was a format where your skill got you the game. You know, you didn't top deck to win. Your top decks would save you for a little while, but in the end, whoever played the better game would win, and that is what I call balanced Yu-Gi-Oh. It's where you're not going to have a bad player make it to the top tables and win versus a really good player who just got really bad matchups and lost. That's not Yu-Gi-Oh, you guys. Yu-Gi-Oh is a game of skill and a game of using your cards to the best of their ability, not just for sacky effects. And unfortunately, we've entered into a meta where decks like that exist. I've told you guys already, my fish deck is bullshit, you guys. It is, you know, it's dumb. I mean, all I'm doing is synchro summoning the entire time. You don't even really get a turn if I go first. Like I told you guys, all I have to do in order to win, literally, is open with Gold Star, DDR, and a fish. Because all I have to do is summon the fish, say it's Fishborg, summon it, Gold Sark for Qualicanth, activate DDR, bring back Qualicanth, discard, go off, do all my synchros. I end up trishling all your cards away. Hyper Librarian lets me draw to infinity, and then you draw your next card next turn, and I trishula you again. You get no turn. That is skillless Yu-Gi-Oh, you guys. I'm sorry. That is my honest opinion. Skillless Yu-Gi-Oh needs to be taken away. The meta needs to be rebalanced. My last thing on what needs to be done in Yu-Gi-Oh. Heavy Storm needs to come back. The fact that we are setting 4 and 5 back rows on our first turn is bullshit. That is skillless Yu-Gi-Oh, you guys. Yu-Gi-Oh is a game where you fear Heavy Storm. You fear Heavy Storm, and you fear MSTs. You fear all of that. You don't set blindly. You don't sit there and say, oh, whatever. I don't have to worry about this. Heavy Storm needs to come back. We need a more balanced meta. We do not need broken cards like Reborn Tengu. We do not broken cards like Hyper Librarian. We need cards that restore the skill back into our game. Another thing we need better prize support, you guys. If everyone knows the whole thing with Robert Pace, I'm not going to get into it, but we need better prize support. If people look at Magic the Gathering, they get amazing prize support. We get shitty prize support compared to that. That is why, you know, our game, as great as it is, you know, prize support-wise, we suck. So it takes a matter of things that I've listed off to really restore peace and, I guess, balance back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Balance is what made this game amazing, and now, you know, it's completely gone. It's gone to the shits, literally. Like, when you can run a Plant Tengu deck, or you can run a Tech Genis deck, and you can win Nationals, it makes no sense, whereas the skilled deck doesn't have a chance these days. And, you know, that's just the really sad thing. You know, when you print cards, like I've already mentioned, Formula Synchron, you leave them at 3. Formula probably needs to get hit because, you know, it's not balanced at all. You know, you've brought out the new Exceeds. I have 2 of them here. Yeah, 2 of them here. Here are Exceeds. I don't know what Exceeds are going to do for the game. Honestly, I don't really care. You know, they're good, but, you know, whatever. At the end of the day, whatever. You know, I want to see more skillful decks in the meta instead of, you know, these sacky decks, these decks that makes no sense, you know, like offering gadgets. It's not a skillful deck. There's no skill involved in that. Pay 500 off ultimate offering, gadget, exceed, gadget, exceed, gadget, exceed. Okay, you didn't do anything skillful, you know. That's my whole point of this video, is that skill and balance need to be brought back to Yu-Gi-Oh! And the only way that it can be done is the way that I've listed above. Broken decks need to be taken away, broken cards need to be limited, if not hit to 1 or banned, and we need Heavy Storm back. We need cards back that scare the opponent. You cannot sit there blindly with 4 back row, because that is not skillful Yu-Gi-Oh! At all. That's all I gotta say, you guys. Please, check out this video. This is really important. This is going to be called Restoring the Balance in Yu-Gi-Oh! By Slim. And I just hope for a better metagame in September. There's not much I can do. We've got another month to wait, but hopefully Konami will come to their senses and bring us a more balanced meta so that the game is fair for everyone to play again. Another last thing I'm going to say on it is that all these reprints might just be doing that. They might restore balance to where the meta is more balanced. Everyone has the same cards, and the way you'll win is through skill and not just luck, and not just dice roll, I go first bullshit. That's all I got to say, you guys. Please leave your comments below. This is a very important video. I want a lot of people to watch this and understand exactly what I'm saying. This is a must-watch video. I'll include it in my next bulletin, and my last video for today will be about my contest going on for the next couple of months. So please check out this video. Please thumbs this up. I really want to get a lot of views and a lot of opinions on this. So please thumb this up. Let me know what you guys think, and thank you for watching.